Everyone, welcome to another session in Golang. In this session, we'll understand what is a struct in Go, what is the syntax of structs, what are the different ways to declare and initialize the structs in Go, and struct as a value type and a reference type. So let me first start with what a struct is. It is a collection of named fields. Field can be of the same or of a different data types, or we can also say that struct is a custom data type we can create in Go, similar to how we create C# and class in Java. So I'll show you programmatically all these things in some time. So struct is a value type in Go, but we can make it reference type as well as per our need. Now, in real-time scenarios, struct is majorly used for creating custom structures of data. For example, when we receive data from the database or we want to return data from the API. Now, in case of returning the data from the API, what we do is we fetch the data and typecast that data into a struct in real-time scenarios, apply some logic to the data of this struct, and then typecast it back either to a JSON or to XML or to whatever form we want to return in the form of an API. I'll be explaining this in another video where I'll tell you how to write an API in Golang, but for this, you just need to understand whatever I'm telling in theory. Now, let me start with the syntax of this struct first. Now, the syntax says how the struct should be. It should start with a type keyword. Then you should give the name of this struct. Then after that, you will give struct keyword, then bracket open, bracket close, and inside this, there will be members. So this is what the syntax of this struct is. Now let me explain it programmatically to you, or let me declare this struct in the main function. So forward, as per the syntax, what I will do is I will write type. My name of the struct is first struct, then I will give struct. Now I will define the members of it. Now I will say first member is a name, its type is struct, string, now it is age, type is integer, now it should be date of birth, type should be string. So congratulations, we have declared our first struct. Now let me show you how we can initialize this struct. As you can see, we are getting this orange line behind this. So this is just a warning that says that, okay, I have created a struct, but I have not used it. So this is another benefit of all the extensions that I have installed in my IDE. So if you want to look into these, you can look into my previous videos of installation and setup that I have created for the IDEs in Go. So that will help you doing this. So what benefit it is giving me is without even compiling my program, it will show me the errors and the warnings if there are any, as we can see it in here. Now let me initialize this struct. So I will be initializing this struct in many ways or in multiple ways. So let me do it via first way. So I will say it is first initialization. Now within this, what I will do is I will say it is my first value. So I will say the name is first struct value. It is of type first struct. Now here, what I will do is I will give name is say mark. Okay, so there are double. Now I will say age is say 30. I will say DOB, say so this is all about the struct. So this is how I have initialized my first struct. Now let me print out this first struct for you. I will say fmt dot println and I will print it for you. Let me run the program for you to show you. You see, it has actually uncreated an object where mark is the name, age is 30, and January 2021st January 2022 is the date of birth for him. So it is actually practically not possible. It is practically possible, but we should have to give it some logically. At least we should be 3 or 4. 8. Okay. So now with this, what we have done is, now with this line, the struct that we have initialized is of a value type. So by default, struct is a value type, but we can also create it as a reference type, value type struct, right? Now, there's another way I can also initialize the struct within the same thing. I can do it like this. So I'm not giving the name. So now what will happen is in the sequence of how I have given the values here, it will be assigned. So mark will be assigned to name, 30 will be assigned to age, and this date will be assigned to DOB. Now let me show you programmatically. You see the output is same, even if I'll give the pointers to the struct members or not. This is another way, but the best practice is to give the pointers to the structs or define the members as well whenever you are giving values to the structs. Now let me show you another way of how we can initialize this struct. So I will say it is second initialization or second type of initialization for struct. Now how we will do it? I will do it with a where keyword. I will say where first struct value 1. This is the name of my struct and the type is of a struct. Now what I will do is, now to assign a value, I will use dot operator, dot name. Say the name is Joseph. Now I will say dot age. Say the age is 25. Now I will say DOB. It is 2nd January. So this is how as well. So we're using this as well. It is value type here. Now let me print this second struct for you. I'll comment the printing of first struct here because I do not want you to confuse here. Now let me run the program and you see it has printed the second struct. Now let me show you the third way of how we can initialize this struct. I'll say third initialization. Now this is very interesting part here. Now how I can initialize the third is I can initialize this struct with a new keyword. It will say equal to this and with a new keyword. Now what's the difference between creating a struct with a new keyword and creating a struct like this or like this? So when we create a struct like this or like this, so we are creating struct as a value type. But when we are creating the struct with new keyword, so what we are creating is, it is a reference type. Now, what's the big difference between a value type and a reference type, and what difference it will make to your program in a real world? You can look into my another session where I've explained this in a broader concept, pass by value and pass by reference. So here you just understand it is creating this struct as a reference type. Now, if I will hover over it, so it will say that it is creating it as a dereference type. Now, struct here is created as of the reference type. Now, to assign values to it, I'll do it in a similar way how I have declared it previously. Now I'll say the name is Javier. Now first struct 2 dot age. I will say the age is 47. I'll say DOB is say, 1975 January. Now let me quickly comment this part for you. And I will print this struct now, fmt dot println, and it is the first struct value. Let me run the program for you. Now this is all about the struct. You see it is creating an ampersand sign with it because, and the reason for that is because it's a dereferenced pointer to it. Now if I will attach ampersand sign to it, let's see how it goes. You see now it has actually given me a value for it. Now if I want, I will put an ampersand sign to it. How it will go, you see it has given me the memory address for this struct. So this is all about the basic. This is all the basic about the structs in Go. So there are more sessions to come. Please do like, subscribe, or comment if you like my videos. Thank you very much, guys.